Today we're going to look at the blacks. So just as a preface before we start seeing the brand ambassadors and friends painting out, there's lots of tools available for you to try if you want to try them. You can always go to the pigment characteristics, and if you wanted to see anything that had a black pigment, you could just put PBK, pigment black, PBK, and it would give you a list of all of the colors. So you could look at, for example, there's graphite gray has a black, ivory black, of course, which is a beautiful soft yellow black. Joseph Z's, all of his cool, neutral, and warm. There's the lunars. So if you want any color, you can play that and play around with that. You can also go to C Lab and look at any color, for example, a black, ivory black, etc. Click on it, and then you can learn the story about it. A part will come up which will go over the whole story of that particular pigment. And then many times Letiz and Giovanni have put 15 other colors in association, so you can see both sides of the spectrum to see if there's other colors that interest you. So lots you can play with if you want to just have fun. So with that, let's see kind of what the brand ambassadors have come up with in terms of blacks. Ethel, who's going to go first?
Geo and Latitude.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome on our black session. So the very black. So we have in the range, we have the McCracken black. This is McCracken. So this is composed by seven pigments. And the list is here. So this is not one pigment. Then we have a Jane Black, red and green. And it has a couple of pigments here, the green and the red. Then we have the Jane Black blue orange. This is the part label, and so this is the pigment. And then we have the black with the single pigment. So this is the famous ivory black. Then we have the lamb black. Then we have the lunar black. And a final from our Primatech series, Black Tourmaline Genuine. And you may find this chart doing the comparison mode on our C Lab. So you can click on black in the color family, and you will find all the 7 black we have. So you may see the lamb black is high staining, it's in series 1, non-granulating, and opaque. Opaque is the maximum of the non-transparency. And then you have the complements here listed, and the value of luminance, and red and green, and yellow blue. So this is the value of A and B. Then we have the Jane Black, red and green. This is a medium staining, non-granulating, semi-transparent. The Jane Black blue orange is a low staining and non-granulating, semi-transparent. The other one, McCracken black, is low staining, granulating, and transparent. Ivory black is a low staining, granulating, semi-transparent. Black tourmaline, genuine, is a non-staining, granulating, transparent. And finally, the lunar black is low staining, granulating, and transparent. I hope you may see also. I see if the camera is still or not. Let's see. Just a little moment. We adjust a little bit. So this is a watch. We are adjusting the camera. So we apologize for some technical issue. So maybe if I move this, because I see it blurry. I don't know if you can see right. So this is Jane Black, red and green here. Jane Black, blue orange. Ivory black. Sorry, but I see it blurry. lamb black, lunar black, McCracken black, and another one. Maybe Giovanni will show another thing. Maybe we can come back later. Maybe or maybe it's fixed. Do you see on focus now? Okay.
It's
So
good.
good. Thank you, John. And so I have also watched in another sketchbook on Mastodon, so you may see how they behave on a Mastodon. So and Giovanni will show a sample of watching some blacks over yellow, so just to do a glaze of them. So
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good morning and good night. And this example is very important to me because in reality, during my study, one of the big questions is possible to covering the blacks with yellow. No, but it's very funny to invert the sequence. For example, I use the one of the my favorite black is lamb black. I use it for all my painting, and is one of the most important black for the my black background. It's completely opaque. I use for the covering all the surface. But when I use very with a lot of part of water, the dilution is perfect to create a light undertone, not similar to neutral tint, obviously, but it's perfect for dark shadows or light shadows in the light color. It's very interesting. And another is the lunar black. We use the lunar black covering the one of, in this case, the yellow, create a granulating green, in this case covering the bismuth vanadate, and apply more and use the granulation. And for example, use with only with wet on wet the same lunar black. Covering to create these effects on yellow. Another most important is black tourmaline. It is on top of is yellow in light mode. In the dark mode and create this dark green. The only one black I use completely pure is lamb black for my black background, but all another black usually for mixing create the color, for example, with red created the brown, and the yellow created the green. And try another mixes black, red, and green on Queen of Talon, completely dark. But when I use it in the sorry, my okay, and create this dark green, very beautiful, and change it with black, blue, orange, and create another shade because I have inside black, blue, orange. It's perfect for this shade. And the last, and the two last is ivory black, the black, hot black, considered for me, on cadmium yellow, okay, this is very lightly hot in dark tone. And the last is McCracken, that is very particular because I have 7 pigment inside. And when I use normally, for example, on top of it is very, very light. And in black, white paper. And in this case, it's very light, little red inside, very light. But Lauren, the techniques, take the color, use a old brush, and I use a very few part of water and apply in this mode for the black background in her painting. It's very interesting techniques. And when completely dry, it's perfect for the background. And applying 1, 2, 3 maximum, I think 4 layer. Very, very different applications. A beautiful mixing black. And now try the black on stick available is lamb black, ivory black, and lunar black. In this case, for example, for my black background, I use the lamb black on tubes, but for the micro detailing, I use the sticks in this mode, or in my caps. And I love this. One of my sandwich combination is the first layer is lamb black, the second is shadow violet or Italian Venetian red, and the another layer is lamb black. Use this ivory black on with sticks, very light and hot. Is a rough paper, and the particular is on the sticks, lunar black. I use a lot of water. And apply the sticks. Lunar. And use the zoom. Very explosion of granulation with the sticks. I love this formula when I have before 1 layer of each color. For example, I retry with the yellow cards or red. In this case, only yellow and Maya yellow, for example, like the water and of lunar black. And obtain this particular granulation on yellow. This is on lemon. This is a satin paper. It's very for the granulation, but when drying, yeah, the granulation is very interesting. One of another combination with blacks is in red. This is one of my best combination. I typically color, for example. I take my green coral on stick and black. Okay. And create this perfect combination or in substitution of shadow diet. Oops, sorry, because I have a zoom. Oops. One layer of this and one layer, in this case I use queen red or queen coral.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Somebody has posted, can a paint color be in more than one family? Thank you.
Colore può essere di più di una famiglia.
Yes,
Could be.
yeah, absolutely. And I love this sandwich, for example, with lamb black, and because I love this mixing one layer by layer. And for example, another combination for my black background is with organic vermilion or lavender. When I use, in this case, I start with one black. Not using the color obviously in a wet on wet, but apply after, I prefer. And but when I dry, the reflection on my object is perfect. Another with lavender, for example, is perfect to create a soft gray. And when I dry, apply another layer and obtain this shade on the middle. And another interesting mixing with the blacks, especially on lamb black or lunar black, is with the dark Russian blue, for example, for the one of the major reflection on glass. Is the difference, for example, on with lunar black. Create this blue-gray with lunar black, but have the granulation inside with lamb black. Showing the completely dark tone with ivory black. It's very hot color and with Prussian, and created the three different shades: dark, very light, and middle. One of the last combination, John, when I prefer is the lunar black and ivory black, lamb black with the queen gold. I like this combination. Oops. Sorry for my dirt shirt. Is lunar black. Gold. And created this very interesting middle tone of green with ivory black. Very very light mode. And the last is lamp black. But lamp black in this case I use only one little part. And queen gold. We create a dark tone of green. This 3 black is perfect for dark, middle, and light, or change. It's very, very interesting black. Usually, I don't use the McCracken black or black, blue, orange, or red and green, and prefer these 3. But all the blacks is perfect for every painting, every circumstance. Thank you, John, for all. And show the last time is one of my painting of Letizia with the
This is my favorite black.
Black
This is a
tourmaline.
black tourmaline genuine, and I used on this painting that I don't have now because I gave it away. So this is painting is with only black tourmaline genuine, then Sleeping Beauty and Soda Light. So people are painting with Soda Light. So the black bridge is made with black tourmaline genuine. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Well, very welcome. Thank you.
Who's ready next? Shall we have? It looks like Besnik is ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Besnik.
Hi, John. Hi, everyone. Thanks for letting us do these amazing swatches. It's always so nice. We learn a lot from each other. I have chosen from the blacks that I mostly use. I chosen today to do some mixes. Here I did swatches of McCracken black, black tourmaline, lunar black, James gray, and black, which is blue orange. Here on bottom, I'm gonna do now mixes. I'm gonna just play with colors, which are here: burnt sienna light, pyrrole orange, cobalt turquoise, tallow yellow green, and cadmium yellow deep hue. But from the blacks, after I dry this combination of colors, I will be playing with the most famous one, lunar black, which all of us love because it has really nice effects of this beautiful granulation. So in meantime, while I'm going to do these swatches of other colors, maybe the other ambassador can say some words for their chosen blacks, or the people can watch me doing the game with the colors, however you like. So in here, I will just start with wetting a little bit here down, and first with burnt sienna light. Not that much color. Here I will add pyrrole orange. Now I'm adding cobalt turquoise. Now I will play with the tallow yellow green, which I really love from the greens. with a cadmium yellow deep hue. So now I'm gonna be trying to be very fast to dry with hair dryer, and then play with the granulation of lunar black. I'm sure it will come something beautiful from the effects of lunar. I will wet a little bit the paper. Here, wet. Here, I will let it dry. So I want to have a combination of dry brush with lunar black and then lunar black going down and making beautiful granulation.
Besnik, would you be willing to say what you have learned to help increase the granulation of the tourmaline, black tourmaline? So how to make the granulation as dramatic as possible? Thank
With
you.
a black tourmaline or with a lunar black?
Either one. Just what are the tools you have to increase granulation? Because it's such a beautiful part of the paint.
I just with a lunar black it's very easy. I just wet the paper and it happens by itself. Or we can add more pigment while it is all wet. And then you see here the play of beautiful effect, which is very easy to do. With black tourmaline, it's a little bit more tricky. It's the same process, but it doesn't give the um, same granulation as lunars are giving. But you see, it is very simple process. Here I just wet these colors on bottom. In here I wet the paper. You see it's more granulation. If I add more pigment here, I will use the gravity and it needs more time, but it will come very beautiful. You just see it here, it's happening. So it's very simple process. But all of you already know that we must add a lot of pigment. So to have this kind of effect that is already happening, like in here, you see the beauty of, it's very simple.
Besnik, I have a follow-up question on the granulation. You talk about it being very beautiful, and I know from your paintings that you celebrate the the blossoms and the granulation. But there's also other traditions that try to hide the blossoms and granulation. Are you willing to share your thoughts on the two parts of the conversation?
Yeah, of course. I just need the question to be more specific. Like, what is the question one more time?
Sure. Why do you choose colors that create blossoms and granulation rather than suppressing it, making it? Why do you celebrate it and not hide it?
Okay. It's very simple. It gives beautiful effects, very graphical, amazing content, very easy to do, and you can make a painting with only this one, with lunar black, only by itself. Like even without adding any other color, it comes very beautiful. Of course, I prefer, like I play a lot of time with black tourmaline, which is really beautiful, and it has that um, nice a little bit not so much of granulation. It's very dark black when I want to make it like very dark shadows or similar. And it's also a mineral which is interesting to add in paintings. But if I was to choose only one black, I would definitely go with lunar black, just like everyone, most of us are always saying for giving this effects. You see, like in here, for example, only by adding, before doing this wash, only by adding maybe um, masking liquid, you can get very beautiful graphical content. This is, I hope I gave the right answer. This is the reason why I choose the granulation more often than the other blacks that they don't give granulation. For example, Jane's Gray, it's beautiful, but you see only by itself. Lunar Black, I didn't do anything here. It just had more water and it gave beautiful effect of granulation. I hope I was clear, Anna, with my answer.
Yes, thank you, Besnik. I know that we have very advanced artists with both applications, and I'm always interested to hear what
And
your
maybe
experience. Thank you.
And maybe I'm not that much into details. Like for example, for Giovanni's style, he prefers more to have more darker black, which he does very beautiful paintings with the McCracken and other blacks that he uses. But for my style, I prefer more this kind of graphical content. You see how beautiful. Only taking this one, for example, and just adding a simple subject, a small bird here or whatever, a boat or anything, it can be very easy to make a finished painting. Or in here, for example, you see this beautiful granulation that happened just by itself. I didn't play with the gravity because it takes much of time. You see it's going here more because I added just simple, just a pure water on top. Here it was more pigment. I just added pure water and it creates the beauty. So yeah, my favorite is definitely Lunar Black. And after Lunar Black, I would go with Black Tourmaline. If I have some other colors here. If anyone wants to see the mixing between Lunar Black and some other color, I can do, or maybe just give room for the other brand ambassador since we are tight with timing. I'll let this dry and I will share it in our chat room. So thank you so much. Thank you, John, and thank you everyone for watching it.
Thank you, Besnik.
Welcome.
Up next, we have Sabina.
Hi together, and thank you, Besnik. It was wonderful, and thank you, Gio. And I want to show you my plaques. I have chosen 6 plaques. It's the James Black blue orange, James Black red green, and lamp black, Luna black, McCracken black, and ivory black. And I have made other picture so you can see a little bit the difference. Here's the Jane Black blue orange, and here is the James Black red green. And it may be not so much different, but you see you can play with the blacks, and it's just the shade is different. And the lamp black, you can it's very staining. When you have it on the paper, you cannot and it's dry, you can took it out. It's on the paper. This is the Luna black, and it's not so much staining, and it's very nice granulation. And it's very fresh, and it's always in action with water, and I love it. It's very effectful, and it gives very long granulation. I show you on another picture. The McCracken black, when you look at these two blacks, the McCracken black is very still. It's a very harmonic black, and I love it very much. And the ivory black, it's just a little bit, a touch of brown. And when you look, it's like a little bit ash, and that's fantastic too. So I like my blacks. Blacks are very effectful, and when you use it alone, it stands for his own. And I love it to take it with other colors, especially of red and black. It's classic. And I love to make it with the green gold. I love green gold and black. I don't know why, but I love it. And you see, it's just the green gold it's just a powerful color, and the black too. It's lamp black, both lamp black. And so I want to show you the Luna black and yellow. And you see, it's not a satinata paper, it's just a cold pressed paper. And when you play with, I take just yellow on the first layer. It was mixed with quinacridone gold and aureolin. And then, no, it's a cold pressed paper. Quinacridone gold and aureolin, and then you must dry it. And when it was dry, I go and wet it again and go with Luna black on it. And I don't understand how Nicolas Lopez, his master, he showed Luna black the way, and Luna black goes the way. And I'm just experimental, and I go inside with the brush, and I go inside with water and the pipette, and so it's growing, and sometimes a picture comes out. But I love to play with them. It's very good for your fantasy and for your building things that you need for paint every day. And so I want to take you with me we make a little people with red and black and green gold and black. And so you see how you can make it. I just make a little dot and some arms. And I go in the black, and in this case, I go in the McCracken. And when you make 1 feet longer than the other one, so this little guy started to walk. And one with the green gold. And the combination I love because I don't, it's just on the paper and the mixing is wet on wet. So the colors can meet and can come together. Get the Jane's black, red, green. And I love that green comes together with the black. Thank you, John, for so nice blacks.
Thank you for using them so well, Sabina.
Thank you.
Shall we have Sylvia next? Okay.
Yes.
May I ask a few questions from the Facebook side at this transition?
Sure.
We have Madhya asking, I had an experienced artist and instructor tell me once that black oxidizes. Is this true? So I'm curious to hear, especially John, so not only the artist's responses, but also John, who has a lot of chemistry background. I'd be interested in hearing your thought on does black oxidize? Thank you.
Yeah, so not all of them oxidize. Not all of them are made from oxides. So it would depend.
Maybe with your chemistry background, could you explain a little bit more about what does that mean to have a black oxidize for us? Thank you.
Well, oxide is like similar would be a rust, right? It's an interaction. A lot of the natural pigments are oxides, and chemically you can get oxides as well, but not really our blacks.
I know that we're working with world-class paints through the Daniel Smith. Is this a problem with less quality pigments and paints that we would need to be careful for as artists?
I don't know that. That's possible. I don't know that the answer to that though, Anna Marie.
Thanks for helping us explore this question. I've never come across this question before. And thanks, Madhya, on Facebook for asking it.
Absolutely.
So, hello everyone. Now, I'm gonna show you my use of lunar black. I love texture. My work is about texture. So I use a lot of lunar black when I paint textures, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you first the lunar black and the different kind of paper. This one has a lot of texture. This, look how interesting it is. I just painted without wetting the paper, but this is lunar black. And look the texture that I have in the end with this paper, which is rough paper from Honeymill. If I add, for example, this color, which is quinacridone sienna, it's amazing the results of the transparency and granulation of both colors, okay? So I use this a lot to make texture. Now, if we do the same thing and hot press it paper, I will let it dry here a little bit. So this one is hot pressed from Bauhong. It is completely different. So I love to explore in my work this differences between texture using lunar black to granulate. Look at this, it's always lovely colors that we have here, but it's completely different. I think this is very interesting, right? Because here, as you can see, it adopts the textures of the paper, and it looks like there is volume, light and shadow with just one brush stroke. Okay, so this is something that I really appreciate. Also here, I think it is more genuine, the effect of granulation in a hot pressed paper, because you can see the difference. The paper is so, like, it's so, there is no texture, sorry. And the pigment appears how it is. So I like to explore this also in my paintings. And here I have a cold pressed with my friends. They showed you, but I will make a layer or a glaze of lunar black. And I think it's very interesting, especially when the pigments under, the layers under, are of non-granulating painting. So we can have beautiful effects. And in the end, what I think it's amazing with lunar black is that you don't have black. You know, I hope you understand what I'm saying, is that black turns, it mixes, it makes transparency, and it adds granulation all over the painting. So in the end, you have a wonderful texture effect. So I always explore this. Also, when I want a color to granulate, I add just a little bit of lunar black. And then now we will have that color like this yellow here, granulated, which it is not possible from the tube. So the granulation from lunar black really makes our work much more interesting. I love this effect, especially when it is dry. I don't know if this my light's not good today. Okay, this is what I mean. Black without being black, using it for texture and granulation. And that's it. I will put here too. And what I think is beautiful, it happens along the painting. So maybe and creates texture. Okay. So if you want to have fun and have a beautiful painting, Lunar Black is my favorite artist. I will cover here so you can see the mix that this color produces here. Also beautiful. So it happens. And that's about watercolor. That's what watercolor is to me. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look here.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Sylvia. I especially
Thank you,
appreciated you talking about different. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I especially appreciated you talking about different papers. And I'll
Yes.
get into that really quick. I know we only have a few minutes, but this is what I've done to my 200 and what is it, 66 dot cards. I've cut it into strips of 12, and this is my guide. I use this constantly when I'm just planning out things. I've put it on a little ring. But anyway, how many times do we completely skip over the last row? I mean, in watercolor world, black for years has been a big no-no. It's like you do not use black. But the crazy cool part about Daniel Smith's blacks is not only the variety, but how so many of them aren't going to. I mean, the reason we're told not to use black is because it can create mud, it can dull down your paintings, it dries flat, all of these things. But we have so many options here to choose from, as you guys have seen today with everybody else. I just see the comment from Nadine. Did anyone else here realize they didn't have black or they don't have black? Okay, so I'm going to highlight Black Tourmaline Genuine. It's one of my favorites, and I'm telling you, I skipped over it for so long. I skipped over it completely. I mean, you look at the swatch, and when you try to wet it from the dot card, you know, you don't get much, and it's just kind of like wah wah. You really have to use it wet, and you kind of have to use a lot of it, and it is completely magical. But before I do that, I just wanted to show really quick. This is a dog I did with just Lunar Black. So all of this is Lunar Black. I used burnt umber in the eyes and a little bit of like some pink. But this is my Lunar Black dog. I call it Cookies and Cream. And so you can really do a lot with Lunar Black. So that's all I'm going to say. Sorry, my light died. Hopefully the light's fine. Anyway, so that's what I had to say about Lunar Black. And now I want to show you, this is Black Tourmaline Genuine on Fabriano Soft Press, which is kind of between cold and hot. And so it has a really nice, you can kind of see that smoother texture. So that's kind of what you get. But I pulled out some Baohong Rough, which I accidentally bought a few years ago and never use because I am not a rough paper kind of person. But look how rough that is, guys. But look at the difference. That's the same exact paint, just on different textured paper. So thank you, Sylvia, for pointing that out. It's so crazy.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, this color is not one I use by itself, like ever. I use it as a mixer. So I've brought this up before. But so many companies right now, which we will not name, are coming out with their, like, I put it in quotations, super granulating or like granulation sets, right? We've seen them all over the place. And the cool part about Daniel Smith, and the reason Daniel Smith hasn't come out with their own whatever granulating sets, because they don't need it. You already have everything you need in your palette to create any kind of super granulating type of situation. So these swatches are all just colors I've mixed with Black Tourmaline Genuine, which is a really great tool to have in your arsenal if you are into granulation. Look at that. This is green gold and shadow violet with the Black Tourmaline Genuine. Here's just the green gold. So you can see how I've altered it by adding the shadow violet. And I know that's a lot of pigments. Shadow violet is 3 pigments. So we're kind of getting into like crazy ton amount of pigments territory, but I don't care. Look how pretty it is.
Right.
Opera pink. Look at that beautiful granulating, almost
Oh,
like
that's nice.
violet color, right? And phthalo green, you can mix non-granulating colors with these crazy granulators and you still get the most amazing results. Here's one that's interesting, Naples yellow.
Wow.
And you can see that we get this sedimentation. And this is just a cheap, what is this? Like some pulp paper. This isn't even anything fancy. It's just a cold press pulp paper. There's wisteria. Oh, I love that one. Kind of a moody, granulating purple. This was interesting. I mixed it with Serpentine Genuine, and now it just looks like Green Apatite Genuine. So, and then the Hansa Yellow Deep, I actually ended up putting on the rough paper just to see how different. And look at that. It's not dry yet. It's still wet. And then real quick, so I just did the Black Tourmaline there by itself. Every one of these is mixed with Black Tourmaline. So there's Cobalt Turquoise. I love this one. If you guys are fans of Lunar Black, like I saw Brenda said in the comments, she's been playing with Lunar Black and mixing it, not Lunar Black, Lunar Blue. She's been mixing Lunar Blue with a bunch of different things. So if you like Lunar Blue, try mixing the Black Tourmaline with blues, and you'll start to head into that kind of territory.
That's
And then
amazing. From our screen, we can see the separation of the colors within the cobalt turquoise and the rose of ultramarine within the granulation. That is amazing to see.
Isn't it beautiful? And I also wanted to mention, sorry, I didn't know if you were finished. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I wanted to mention, somebody asked how to encourage granulation. I will tell you, drop water in or use it wet and wet. A lot of people will like to drop. I put it on dry. I'm a huge like wet on dry kind of person. And then I'll kind of come in. Sometimes I'll just take my brush and drop water in. And other times I'll actually like nudge the pigments a little bit while they're wet. And that's what I did here. So those lighter areas, I nudged the pigments. See, the pigments, they want to settle, the heavier ones, they want to settle down into the little grooves and nooks and crannies of your paper. And when you let them alone and let them do that, you get that beautiful sedimentation. But it's also fun to kind of mix things up a little bit and manipulate, I guess, if you will.
May I share a
So-
comment on what you were sharing earlier? I know previously in our conversations, a couple people have spoken up about living in deserts where it's evaporation is happening real quick. So this is extra challenging. I've also had that experience. You commented earlier about having a hard time reactivating the black tourmaline on your dot card. And one thing that I found successful living in quickly evaporating environments is to take a drop of water and put the drop straight on the dot and then just wait 5 minutes and just give it that time to activate. And Lauren McCracken taught me also, if you use hot water, it activates quicker. So that's a way that you can activate your dot card and not be fighting against that. Thanks for letting me speak for a moment.
Absolutely. So dropping a little drop of water on the dot, and I have done that in the past. I
And then
will
give
say
it time.
some colors you just got to get the tube. You just got it. You're not gonna get. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Some colors you don't really see all the nuances and the beauty and all the personality of it until you just get it. I know I'm a horrible enabler. You guys probably all hate me or your wallets hate me, but I love these paints. And you never regret it. Here's quinacridone rose mixed. Look at that. Can you believe that? I mean, and then this one, the manganese blue hue, that actually looks a lot like lunar blue because isn't lunar blue, John, isn't that PB15 and lunar black?
No, it is. It's PBK. So lunar blue is PBK 11 and PB 15. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's similar. Not going to be exactly the same, but and then there's the new cobalt green deep. I wanted to see what I could do. It kind of deepened it and made it a little more shadowy. So if you're looking for granulating shadow greens, and my favorite one, this is the transparent pyrrole orange. I love that. That's gorgeous. Kind of makes me think of lava. So thank you for letting me share.
Absolutely.
John, so we have in frame Pitata, is if you could pronounce correctly. Pitata dropped by at our booth at Frankfurt. So Letitia met him. So just want to share his artwork today.
Hi
Great.
everyone. I would like to
Awesome.
show you my sketch from today. It's yellow ochre and the ivory black.
Very nice.
That's very nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got a lot of variation.
It's small and a fast sketch.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you for
Wonderful.
sharing.
Nice contrast.
Lovely to meet
Like
you
a
here,
belongs on a
Picasso.
sketchbook. Book
And
cover.
we're just gonna show quickly all the frames of brand ambassadors. I know we're over time, but I think is it okay, John? We're gonna show quickly.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Spotlight. So get to see everybody's swatches.
You guys did a wonderful job. So see blacks in so many different ways. Oh, that's nice, Giovanni.
Thank you.
It's a very colorful day for blacks.
Yeah.
Ashley.
You can use them.
It's kind of
And
ironic that it's
Sabina.
spring equinox. Blacks for spring equinox too.
This should be the
Thank you.
other.
Thank you. I had totally
this-
forgotten about the equinox. Thank you.
And there's Anna's up there too.
Anna's.
It's a limited travel palette. I'm traveling currently, so I only have lunar black. So I mixed. Nadine or somebody was saying about not having black in your palette. I have a ton in my masters, but I try to do interpretations.
Oh, very nice.
And a few more there, John. We have Veronica as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And
It's that
Lowe's.
cat.
It's a beautiful.
Oh, I
Can we
can't
see
add
best mix
those
close?
anymore.
Can we see
So we
best mix?
also have Bestnix is theirs. Is there?
Awesome.
Where's
There's
Bestnix?
Bestnix up there in the corner.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Rick.
Mhm.
We didn't see Rick.
Wow,
Oh,
Rick, that's
beautiful.
incredible.
Because
Yeah.
I couldn't help but you know, when watching you couldn't help getting involved, laying in the quinacridone gold behind, letting it dry, and then putting the lunar black and McCracken black over it, letting it dry, and then laying in water and then lifting the trees and these
Very
colors
cool.
with these blacks and the Quin Gold and Quin Gold Deep, how they just blend together and leaving the light is what really pulls it all together.
Beautiful.
It really
Thank
does,
you.
Rick.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. It's a very colorful black day. Those are really nice. Very nice.
A good black day.
Ooh, Besnick.
Yeah, look at those.
Yes.
Nice.
Look, I have Equinox you are talking about.
Ah.
And
You
look
guys
at
take
this
it to the next
beauty.
level. Very nice.
Beautiful.
My
Don,
gosh.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I love
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks,
You,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye.
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 Thank you.